whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, Gavin.G1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel GBoot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Hi, I'm attorney Gavin and Richard. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jello, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn that attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why a trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format. Wherever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're blessed and doing safe, ladies and gentlemen. The place to be is right here with me. It is Random Topic Tuesdays, only on channel GBoot2786. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. On tonight's channel, we shall discuss the following. Update on the Mississippi Highway Patrol incident involving a black male. And trial is underway between Vanessa Bryant versus the city of Los Angeles. All this and more on tonight's channel. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you'd like to donate to the Cash App, PayPal, or Google Pay, You can do so by going to checking out our links at the bottom. I also showed you all where you can advertise and go to our Patreon if you'd like to support. You can also go and buy our Creole seasoning blend, Nani's Creole blends. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nani's goes great with every dish, and you can go to naniscreoleblends.com right now and click on and order you some Creole seasoning. You can do so right now, Nani's Creole Blends. Go ahead and do that, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, go also check out my music video, So and Gotta Get On Up, which is still on iTunes, ladies and gentlemen. You can purchase. But now it's time to boogie. It's time to get on up.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, cause on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body move. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll meet.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up
and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Gotta get on up
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents Random Topic Tuesdays here on channel G Blue 2786. Today will not be a long broadcast. I only have two topics that I want to get into, and I'm going to get into them right now. Shout out to Danielle, who has always been a supporter of this channel, always enjoys coming on here. I enjoy having you come on and comment, Danielle. I really appreciate it. And shout out to anyone else that may be coming in. We're going to go ahead and get started in a little bit. Guys, I hope everybody's week has gone great. I know that this week is going by. Time is going by fast. We're already in August, and I mean, just think of this. We're not that long. August is the 8th month of the calendar. We got 3 or 4 months left till Christmas. So just think of that. So if you have not made moves, then you're in trouble. Make some moves now while you still got time, which is what I'm trying to do. I want to take this time too to promote our comedy show that's coming up on event. You can get it on Eventbrite if you're in the area, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Laugh Get Your Laugh On comedy show that's going down this Saturday, August 27th. Not this Saturday coming, next Saturday, I should say, on August 27th. And I would love to have everyone there to come out and support. If you are in the New Orleans area, get your tickets now on Eventbrite. I'm actually going to share with you all the link and page in the bottom of the screen so you all can go and get your tickets there. I mean, they're not free. I was about to say, I was about to hurt myself, but you can certainly get your laugh on. Go in here, go to this website, and I know we're going to have people that are going to buy tickets probably at the last minute because people like to do things at the last minute, but I'm blowing it up. You all go right now. It's going to be at the Well, 1600 Basin Street. My man Mark Caesar is going to be the headliner, so y'all don't want to miss that. So I want to throw that out there. But the link is in the comment section. You can all go to the link there, copy it, paste it, and get your tickets so you can get your laugh on August 27th, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a banger. Now, let's talk and get into this topic that I want to talk about. So I have two, as I stated earlier. And what we're going to be discussing is the trial that is underway between Vanessa Bryant and the city of Los Angeles. Now, Vanessa Bryant has filed a federal, it looks like in federal court, a lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles after the death of her husband and daughter, Kobe and Gianna Bryant. Now, that tragedy, of course, that happened back in January of 2020 was that Kobe Bryant, along with his daughter, were in a helicopter crash that killed 7 others that were with them. And this was on, I remember when this happened, this was on a Sunday morning when this took place. And so what has taken place and what has been brought to our attention, if anyone remembers, is that there were photographs of the actual scene of the accident that were taken by the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And apparently these pictures that were taken were shared in public between, for instance, the first responders, the EMT, the sheriff's department. They went to bars and showed this. A fire captain actually showed pictures. And today, this fire chief actually testified, he's retired fire captain, he actually testified, and said that he had, and I'm reading this, he got off the witness stand. This was yesterday. He walked off the witness stand 3 times during questioning from Bryant's lawyer, saying he's traumatized by the crash. Jordan, now retired, also testified that he didn't remember ever being at the crash scene, which contradicts testimony he gave at an earlier deposition in which he said he remembered walking amid the crash. A colleague of Jordan's, Tony and Brenda, earlier had testified that Jordan had sent him photos of the crash scene and that he had showed those photos to other firefighters at a gala event. So they took these pictures of Kobe Bryant, his fiery death, along with his daughter and those other poor souls that, and I have to say, I feel sorry for them more than it's all a tragedy, but I feel even more sorry for them because everybody is focusing on the death of Kobe Bryant. Everybody's focusing on Kobe Bryant's daughter. They don't focus on these other individuals who were killed as well. And some people don't even remember who they are. And that's a shame. That is a shame. Now, I'm going to actually give the names of the people who also perished, not just Kobe Bryant, but this was in this was the Calabasas helicopter. So we have John Altobelli, his wife Carrie, and daughter Alyssa, who were in the helicopter, Christina Mouser, Sarah Chester, and her daughter Peyton Chester, along with the helicopter pilot Ara Zobayan. So those are the individuals that died. And I'm reading to you what you see in there when I was reading the article earlier. That's from the Washington Post. But let me go ahead and just show you these are the people that all perished in it. So it's not just Kobe, it's not just Gianni. Of course, we all know it because it's Kobe Bryant who passed, who was killed. But we feel even more sorry for them, and we should feel sorry for them as well because their lives matter just as much as Kobe and Gianna's. Now, I'm going to play this video. This is coming from two videos, actually. I got one from Entertainment Tonight, but also this is Law and Crime. And let me just say the fair use. This is news. This is being shared for news purposes only, and it's copied and under the Fair Use Act, under the fair use provisions of the Copyright Act of 1976, you're allowed to you're allowed to certain use by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So I'm only going to play what this reporter stated about the lawsuit that is alleged and the allegations alleged and what happened in court today. So fair use, in case they want to.
The crash, took photos. He's since retired from the fire department. He was basically forced into retirement over controversy over the photos, whether he was told to take them, whether he had any purpose to take them. He was combative on the stand, to say the least. He was his answers were, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very, very much like that. He denied even remembering being at the crash scene. He said he could not remember any photos of the crash scene, couldn't remember taking any photos, but he does remember, and he's very sure that he was told to take photos. There were unbelievable moments in court where he, at one point, just got up and said, "I need a break right now." It was when he was asked if he had been the one who actually covered Kobe Bryant's body, which is established in court documents that he was. But he stood up and said, "I need a break. I've got images in my head that I can't have." And he just walked out of the courtroom with his lawyer. I mean, everyone around us kind of agreed that we'd never seen anything like it. And Judge Walter, who has a ton of experience with this and doesn't use kids' gloves with people, let's just say that, he seemed to be, not quite sure how to deal with it aggressively. It was basically just let the guy have a break, and then he came back within a minute. And that happened a couple of times throughout the course of his about 2 hours on the road. It was really quite something.
Yeah, Megan, a lot of emotion in that courtroom. We heard about Vanessa Bryant having to leave the courtroom and the trial when certain testimony was elicited about those photographs. And as you described, more emotion in there. How is the defense handling that? Because as on the defense side, that can't be good for them when the jury is seeing all this emotion.
Now, let me stop you there. The photographs that they're talking about and what happened when Vanessa Bryant had to actually leave the courthouse, the courtroom rather, was during the testimony of one named of the bartender. His name is Gutierrez, as he stated. Now, Victor Gutierrez was asked in court if he had seen the body of Gianna Bryant in the images. And Gutierrez had been describing what he saw in the photos that were shown by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy. Bryant cried, stood up, and her attorney asked the presiding judge for permission so that she could leave the courtroom. And the judge said, quote, "You don't have to ask my permission." Bryant didn't return for the remainder of Gutierrez's testimony, which continued with a series of surveillance clips from the bar on January 28, 2020, 2 days after the crash. Gutierrez described wincing at the photos and then admitted to telling the condition of the victims' bodies to 5 sets of people. One person he recounted the photos to was Ralph Mendez, who later filed a complaint against the deputy who initially showed Gutierrez the photos. "I was in disbelief, disappointed, disgusted, and angry," Mendez said, referring to the details recounted to him. Being in the position he is, I felt he has the public's trust on his shoulders, and when he showed the photos of the victims, he betrayed the public's trust. Now let me go back and play this.
Play out before them. How's the defense handling that, and what do we expect to see as this trial progresses?
Yeah, it's really a disaster for the defense in there, and they are pretty much just trying to ignore the emotional outbursts. I mean, they can't say anything about Vanessa crying or Chris Chester being upset. We don't get any kind of acknowledgement on that. It's basically just, keep their eyes on the table and don't kind of draw attention to what's going on. But it really is not a good situation that's playing out for LA County in trial.
And there you go. What do we have to see?
We have more deputies, and really it's only going to get worse for the county in terms of there are 3 batches of photos. We're hearing about the second batch of photos from Brian Jordan, which is still arguably there's some wiggle room on whether it was, a task for him to take. But there's some room for him to argue that he was instructed to do this, and there's argument there. The next set of photos is going to be from the guy who showed them off at the bar. And the story of how he got those photos is a little more appalling than the others, for sure. His story is that he was there the second day at the crash site, assigned to basically keep looky-loos out, and he ended up going up and taking photos of the bodies. He has not been put on the stand yet, but they did have the coroner testify, and part of the coroner's testimony was to establish that by Tuesday, by the time the deputy who got the photos that he showed off in the bar, by the time he was at the scene, those bodies would have been covered in white sheets. So the other 2 batches of photos were taken the day of. There's debate about whether they were for investigative purposes. The third batch of photos we're going to hear about is pretty bad. So I'm not sure what the defense has in store for that or how they're going to try to cross the deputy. But the attorney for the county even acknowledged this in her opening statement and said it was a lapse in judgment for him to show those at the bar, which she practically admitted liability in the whole case right there. But it'll be interesting to see how they try to minimize his testimony, because I don't see it being very good for them.
All right, Megan Cuniff, thank you for that excellent reporting. Boots on the ground in the Bryant trial. Thank you for that.
So I didn't even know that this trial was going on. And, all the articles you see, all the stuff you see on YouTube, the videos I see, Vanessa Bryant sobs in Kobe Bryant photo trial. Vanessa Bryant walks out of courtroom. Of course she's going to be upset. Why is that news? She's watching pictures and hearing testimony about her husband and daughter dying. I'd be upset too if this was my family. I mean, what did you expect? Of course she's going to be outraged by it. And thank you, Danielle. So this was Entertainment Tonight. If you share anything with Entertainment Tonight, they're gonna hit you with stuff. But it's about the EMTs and the first responders basically violating, and this trial's been going on for 5 days, according to what I've been reading. So it started actually on August 10th. Bryant's attorney, Lewis Lee, said the cell phone photos shot at the crash scene by a deputy and a fire captain were visual gossip viewed for laugh with no official purpose. In security camera video, as we talked about earlier, presented by Lee, an off-duty sheriff's deputy, though they don't name the deputy, who was drinking at a bar, shows the photos to the bartender, who shakes his head in dismay. The lawyer then showed an image of the men laughing together later. Lee described firefighters looking at the phone photos 2 weeks later at an awards banquet and showed the jury an animated chart documenting their spread to nearly 30 people. The county lawyer, J. Myra Hoshmal, has counters stating that the photos never appeared publicly, that the sheriff's department acted quickly and decisively to prevent their further dissemination, and that the photos were part of necessary accident site photography. Whew. This is going to be tough for me because I guess what she's alleging in her lawsuit, this is as I'm looking at the timeline, she files a lawsuit. Vanessa, along with the other family involved, filed a lawsuit against the sheriff, this guy who was bad news. You probably heard of him, Villanueva, out in LA. A lot of stuff has been said about him and his practices and how he treats blacks. But the lawsuit states that Villanueva did not conduct a standard investigation or collect, inspect, or search the offending deputy's cell phones to determine how many existed, whether and how they had been transmitted, or whether they were stored on the internet. California Governor Gavin Newsom, back in September of 2020, signed a bill that made sharing a photo of a body from a crime scene or an autopsy for any purpose other than official law enforcement purpose illegal and punishable by a $1,000 fine. Previously, California first responders were not legally prohibited from sharing photos. So they obviously did that as a result of Kobe Bryant's death. But so trial is underway. Unfortunately, there are no cameras in there, so we can't see what happened. It would be cool if they did, but the feds are sensitive about stuff like this. Excuse me. Do y'all think that Miss Bryant stands a chance in court? Do you think that the case will hold up? If you want my opinion as an attorney, here's the thing. There was no, even with the first responders doing that, it was not illegal, obviously, that they did that. I think they're going to have a hard time, although it is in LA and people are sympathetic to Kobe. If I'm not mistaken, there is the jury makeup. I'm looking at here. Jury makeup is actually I saw several, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's more women than men on the jury. Jury of 6 women and 4 men were selected for the case. They include a nun, someone who works in television production for NBC Universal, a college student, a real estate investor, a pharmaceutical researcher, a computer science professor, and a restaurant host. Says here also that some photos were shared between deputies as they played Call of Duty video games. I'm hearing that they also had what's called the Google book that they put the photos in, where they actually would share photos of dead bodies. That is bad. Now she sued the state, she sued the county, I should say, because obviously under the sheriff's care and all of the EMTs, the first responders that were there, they violated, obvious to her, privacy. However, if you take photographs, the photographs, and they took it at that time, were not illegal. Now, I don't know what law in California they're alleging this under, and I do think she might be alleged negligence on the part of Villanueva and how his deputies handled the situation. The problem, though, is damages that actually. I don't think that Vanessa Bryant is actually doing this for money. I think she's doing this out of emotions and also out of punishment for how the county handled the sheriff's department in particular, fire department, the EMT, but how they handled, especially the sheriff, the situation. They made this into a freak show by exploiting these people's deaths, is what she's obviously contending. So time will tell that will take place. And I'm going to send you the article, but I'm looking here. There was one testimony by Captain Emily Toksher, who was the head of investigations for the Los Angeles County's coroner's office, who talked about the post-crash condition of each victim's body so that the jury would have a mental image of what the photos would show. She also says her office took about 1,250 photos of the crash site, about 300 of which were of human remains, and that our office never requested that either the sheriff's department or fire department take photos of the remains. Now that's interesting. So yeah, the stuff about the Google book, that came from the testimony of a LAPD retired lieutenant who works as a consultant, who said the police officers and sheriff's deputies in Southern California would often pass around Google books with graphic photos of dead celebrities and other high-profile victims. Berkovsky testifies that he was shown, Adam Berkovsky, that he was shown a Polaroid of Nicole Brown Simpson's decapitated corpse while on the job in the 90s. This Villanueva said in 2020 in an interview that he was played for the jurors in the Bryant case that Villanueva stated, and I quote, "Every police department struggles with the same thing, where people take photos and they're not evidence." Oh, that might hurt him. So I guess what they're asking for and saying is that it was negligent in how they handled the situation. But yeah, it's all in that Washington Post article. Just read this shit here. It is gross. It is gross. But what say you all? What do y'all think of this story? Give me a holla. Now, I want to move on. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You know how we do this here. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. We're hot and heavy. Last topic I want to get into is talking about this case. Now, if you recall, so a while back, well, last week, we were talking about something that happened on the Mississippi Highway. A highway patrol officer involving black male. His name was Eugene Lewis. Well, a few days ago after that, video went viral. The department released, like they always do, the full dash cam footage. And what they are saying in this footage, in their statement, was that, quote, they found no evidence of criminal behavior from the trooper in Viral Macomb traffic stop. Now, dash cam footage was released, and according to the statement, the Mississippi Department of Public Safety says the incident has been the subject of attention on social media and media outlets after a video of the arrest went viral. They have the dash cam, and timestamps are included in the story to jump to certain parts of the footage. So this is a 39-minute clip. Now, what I will do in this clip, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain to you. I don't know if I'll have time to go through all of it, but I'm going to give to you all, as best possible, what to do and what not to do when stopped by the police. The main thing to do, and the main things you should do and be mindful of, and beware of tactics that the police officers are doing when you stop. So let's go ahead. Let's play this footage. Fair use again. This is public footage, so I don't see how this would be a copyright issue. This was released to the public by every news outlet, but fair use is being shared for news purposes only.
You ain't got no license. You ain't got no license. You got an ID card? All right, we can work with an ID card. Look, I'm stopping you for careless driving.
So now the video doesn't show why he was stopped. Now keep in mind, it only starts when he approaches the vehicle after the stop. So he says here in this clip, I stopped you for careless
driving for your seatbelt. Yeah, you come flying down Delaware.
And he also says your seatbelt. That's another thing. I don't know. We don't know if this brother had his seatbelt on at the time he was stopped, but never take off. That's why you never take off your seatbelt. That's why we always tell you to always keep, your parents always told you, if they had about the talk when you get stopped by police, always keep your hands visible on the steering wheel or outside in the window so the officer can see that, to show you're not moving with anything. Also, too, he didn't have his license on him, which is a misdemeanor, it's a traffic violation, and they just give you a summons. But you operate a vehicle while your license is suspended or you don't have it, that is a traffic violation. Now, I deal with them all the time. So let's continue.
Bumping. I saw you. I was at the gas pump. You was bumping and chilling, ain't have your seatbelt on, and come through there flying. Man, you was lapping folks up. You ain't have your seatbelt on. You got the tinted windshield.
Now listen to what he said. He said, I saw you at the gas station. You had your tinted windshields. You were laughing it all up. You saw him at the gas station. And he says, I saw you without your seatbelt, huh? If I'm at the gas station, I'm going to get gas. I naturally got to take my seatbelt off. He didn't say he saw him pull off without his seatbelt. Now notice that, and he tries to engage in casual conversation. There's something very important, and I'm going to keep playing it, but you're going to see him what not to do when you get stopped. Here's another tip. I'm going to give you another tip.
And you were big chilling, wasn't you? You're good, man. Hey, just go and step out for me for a second, okay? Just put your stuff up on the dash. All that stuff. Don't put your hands in your pockets. Send them this way. I'll get it. Turn around. Turn around. There you go. Just put your hands on top of your head. I'm just going to pat you down for weapons on your head. You got any weapons on you in the vehicle? Put your fingers together. Just like that. Anything that's going to stick me, poke me, or hurt me. Okay. How much marijuana is in the vehicle? No?
Right,
you sure? So if I search it right now, is there any shake or old roaches or anything like that?
He's asking for drugs, so he could try.
Is that a yes? Okay. Well, don't lie to me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I swear to God, I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay. You smoked some weed recently? When did you smoke? About 40, 50 minutes left.
So Dean Lewis screws up right here. The officer asks him, how much weed did you smoke? So the officer basically is asking him, are there any drugs in the car? Because if he smells the scent, and let me say this, it's been held throughout jurisdictions, that if an officer smells an odor of marijuana, that's the oldest trick in the book, they can use that to justify seizing you, detaining you, and trying to search the vehicle for narcotics. And we always say this, and I always, as a lawyer and criminal defense attorney, I tell people, thank you, Derek, never ever answer the police questions. You have the right to remain what? Say it with me, group. Say it with me, class. The right to remain silent. Please remain silent. Now, I forgot to do my disclaimer too. This advice that I'm giving you does not create an attorney-client relationship. I am an attorney, but I am not your attorney. The right to remain silent, exactly. And Brother Lewis did not do that. He's casually talking to the officers like nothing happened. When an officer tells you, oh man, I ain't worried about that, you need to be worried about it. He's trying to build a case. What they tried to do is build the case against you, and they try to let you let your guard down so you can incriminate yourself. So the best thing to do is to be quiet. Plead the fifth, say I'm not answering any questions, officer.
Okay, not a big deal. Look, hold on just a second. Here, come on back here. There ain't no weapons in there? Okay, look, it's all good. Stand right here. Stand right here. So look, on the scale, like, you fix your shirt, fix your pants too now. Come on, we can't keep looking scrappy out here. We don't know who might drive by and see you. All right, look, on a scale of 0 to 10, with a 0 being you've never smoked marijuana before, and a 10 being the highest you've ever been from smoking marijuana, where would you say you fall out on that scale right now?
Now let's watch this shit.
0 to 10. Yes, sir. 0 being you've never smoked marijuana before, 10 being the highest you've ever been.
Now
Right,
notice
just
how
to see
the
where you fall out
officer,
on that.
notice how the officer asked the question. He phrased it on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 to 10, being never gotten smoked, never having smoked before, to the highest being the highest you've gotten before, which would be 10. What scale would you say you do? Now he's asking all of these questions because he's trying to fish information out from the detained person. So it's really a bullshit question because he says, what's the highest you've ever been? The way that anybody would ask that, you say, who's an educated black man? The highest you would ever ask, you ask that question. First and foremost, if you ask somebody that, they can even say, well, if they may be thinking, well, in the past, yes, I smoked weed. Yeah, I smoked weed, and I smoked weed before. Well, here's the thing, and you'll see this play out later on. The question is, did you smoke weed or have you been smoking weed while you're in the car? Because if you do that, then that's a crime in and of itself, which is called driving under the influence. It's not just about drunk driving. It's also about if you have a narcotic in your system, a drug like marijuana, you're not supposed to be driving. Is that a factor? The officer clearly is trying to get incriminating information out of this man and trying to trip him up. That's what this trooper does.
Just make sure you're okay to drive.
Oh, yeah. No,
just make sure the number ain't real high.
Oh, no, it might be a 1 or 2, but it's like,
1 or 2?
Yeah, I ain't get back like that.
I ain't big deal. Here, come on, sit back here. And there ain't no weed in your truck? Okay, I'm going to check real quick. But, hey, look, do me a favor. Just turn back around, put your hands back on your head. Now, look, on your head. Okay, well, you're not under arrest. I'm just going to detain you while I search your vehicle, okay? Because we out here on the edge of the woods by ourselves, right? And I don't know you. They come off as easy as they come on, right?
I understand everything you do and everything you do. No problem.
Hold on just a second. I'm going to lock them so they don't get no tighter on you, all right? Now, look, when I run you and stuff, you ain't going to have no warrants or nothing, are you? Okay. You ever been arrested before? For what?
Oh, well, I've been in prison a couple times.
For what?
Drugs.
Okay.
Selling drugs.
Selling drugs.
What was you selling?
He's incriminating himself.
Cocaine back in there? Ain't no cocaine in there right now. You sure?
Ain't nothing. I'll tell you
All of this is so
do
he
now?
could justify his report, why he searched the vehicle, why he arrested this
got
man.
me 2 trucks and
That's what the officer's doing.
They be going out there.
Okay.
Come on, man. We should have 1,000 people in this room.
You got
right
insurance
now.
on this truck?
I ain't. It been so up so long. I just got my transmission in my what's the name did. Put me some tires on it about a week ago now.
Where you live at?
I stay right down the street. Right down here.
Right down the street? Is anybody at home? Like she have a license?
I stay right.
You're
Right
22
in
because
that thing. Okay.
I got a Mississippi ID card, Mississippi 1028. Eight 801-972-469.
And he gave him permission to search, although he didn't necessarily need it, because once he said he smelled weed, that's what they would do to justify it.
Stand by, Tulsi.
So what did you say it is you do? You just left Clinton? When's the last time you had any of those Patron? Because yesterday you ain't had none today. So I give you one of them alcohol tests, it's going to say no alcohol. Just the weed today, that's it. Okay. Yeah. In the back seat, Nike bag. Real nervous. Go ahead.
He's searching everything.
Well, it's suspended.
So I already said his license is suspended.
Gonna be Paul John David 3547 on a silver aluminum. Yeah. All right.
Paul John David 3547.
Good.
2011 color expiration 3/23.
Careful.
Sure, just fine, no problem.
So he's just going around searching stuff. All in the car, all in the house. Now, I'm going to fast forward through it a little bit. He's walking back to see if he dropped anything. That's what that's about. Guys, you notice the cars there, the truck that passes.
Y'all go ahead. Okay. Hey, y'all don't stop. Y'all keep going. Don't stop. Keep going.
Now that's when they stop too.
Sir, don't stop. That's okay. Y'all keep going. Your brother's fine. Stay in the vehicle. You do have to keep going. Yes, you do, sir. Y'all go ahead and go. You're on 22 for Kobe.
Now I didn't pause it, but this is when the brothers come out.
Hey, sir, y'all go ahead and go.
What's going on?
Yes, I can. Y'all go ahead and go, please. Sir, you can go right now or you can go to jail for failure to comply. You can leave or you can go to jail. I just want y'all to keep going. Pick. I want y'all to keep going wherever y'all were going. Okay, well, he's fine right now. Y'all go ahead and go. $10.25. First think they help and they just making things worse. All right, sir. So look, I'm gonna be straight up with you, okay? You're gonna be coming with me today. All right? I'm gonna let you call somebody to come get your car. You got stuff on there? Yeah. Okay. Hang on. So today you're gonna be coming with me for your traffic violations for driving while license suspended and driving under the influence of an illegal narcotic.
I'm on the influence of that.
Because you smoke marijuana, so you can't smoke marijuana and drive.
I ain't smoke marijuana. What you mean?
You've already told me you smoke marijuana, man.
I see.
Now you see that? One officer, you told me you smoked marijuana. He left himself open he fell for the oldest trick in the book. The officer was baiting him, and you see why. When he asked that question, remember on a scale of 0 to 10, and the man said, oh, like a 1 or 2. When you say that, you easily incriminate yourself, so the officer automatically is going to say, I got you. He's automatically going to say, well, you're under the influence.
Yes, I smoke marijuana, yes. But I ain't smoke. Look, we talk about it later, but I know you can come with me. Okay? Come back here. Sir, I'll tell you the other one, all right? Right there's good, stop. Turn around, face that way. Turn around. Sir, turn around, please. I'm not going to keep telling you, turn around. Sir, you going to turn around or not? Are you going to turn around or not? Are you going to turn around or not? Are you going to turn around or not?
You gonna tase me from them, the handcuffs down?
Yes, sir. If you don't turn around, I will tase you. Turn around. Stay just like that and don't move. Where do you think you're going? Sir, I'm going to sit you down. I'm trying to make this easy. We'll call a record for your truck.
All right.
You want to call a record for your truck?
I'm doing everything you're
All right, then stand right there. I'll talk.
I'm standing right here.
Then don't move. All right, come on back here. Come on back here. What is it you gonna do?
So, get whatever I need to get with you, whatever I need to do with you, bro.
Have a seat.
To do whatever I need to do with you, bro. I'm gonna do it, man.
Sir, have a seat.
So you got me fucked up. How the fuck you gonna give me something that I ain't did nothing
Sir,
for?
have a seat.
Huh? How the fuck you gonna give me something that I ain't did nothing for? What you gonna do to me? Huh? What the fuck you gonna do to me? Huh? What the fuck you gonna do to me? M24, Gavin, can you get Mike? You talking to me, please? You talking to me? I'm gonna take. Look,
Now, this is a little hard to watch at this point. But he threatens to tase this man when his hands cuffed. He's already cuffed. And you can see Mr. Lewis. I mean, yeah, he's talking to the officer, and yes, the officer is telling him to sit down in the car. But as I looked and went at it, it didn't look like he was making any threats towards the officer. He couldn't do anything to him. He's handcuffed. He's actually backing up into the seat to get ready to sit down. The officer just didn't have any patience, and he begins choking the man. Now, notice that the officer's looking back. That's a, he's got to be looking back at the brothers who were filming this incident. You see him screaming at him. He's choking him. He's choking him.
I ain't doing nothing. You talking to me. You talking to me. I'm gonna let you sit in the seat. No, you talking to me. You ain't let me do nothing. You talking to me. I ain't talking to me. I ain't talking to me. He beat me up. He beat me up, man. My man beat me up, man. The man beat me up, man. The man beat me up, man. Back up. Back up. Back up. Have a seat. Get back in your car. Back in the car. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Sit down. Fuck you, bitch. Sit down. Show it. Sit down. I got handcuffs on. Yeah, bitch, I got handcuffs on. Back up. I got handcuffs on. No, bitch, I got handcuffs on. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat on the ground. Have a seat on the ground. You get on the ground. I got 3 subjects here. I'm seeing 2 right out. You get on the ground, bitch. Have a seat. You get on the ground. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. You beat me up, bitch. Have a seat. 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 You have one. Have a seat. You have one. All right, man. Bitch ass down. Do it. Down. Do it. Back up. Do it. Back up. Do it. Back up. Have a seat. Have a fucking seat. Back up. Back up. Now. I ain't doing nothing. Back up. Back up. Beat me up. Now. Bitch, beat me up. I thought it's going to be good. I ain't fooling with you with 3 y'all. That's fine. It ain't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. Stay back. I'm telling you right now. Stay back. Stay back. Fuck you. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Fuck you. Stay back. Stay back. Man, just beat me to death, man. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Hey, you not helping me? Stay back. Fuck you, bitch. Stay back. Stay back. Have a seat. Fuck you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Hey, come have a seat, Michael. Look, you need to come get my car. Man, don't put your hand on me, bro. I already got somebody on the way. Just make sure they don't run into me. He got Y'all back up. Y'all back up. Back up. Y'all going to jail. No, you ain't. Y'all going to jail. You will too. When you get here with 2 subjects in this blue charge, they need to go to jail. In 27 cases, second Mississippi 1028 can be called John Davis, 7696. I ain't had nothing. I ain't doing shit. Man, I had handcuffs on so you can beat me up. Man, the man been beat me up since I've been here. Man, been beat me up, bro. I got 2 other non-cuffs. This man right here, jumping on the man. Y'all just seen the rest of the man. Wow. 2615, I've got the primary subject in it. He's in handcuffs. I can't get him in the car. He got family that shoot up here trying to stop me. Yeah, I was in the back seat when you beat me up.
Yeah, we see when we pulled up.
Stay down.
Had him in the back seat. Me and him.
Well, get out my leash. You got the knee on the side, bro. Get the knee on the side. Stay down. Get the knee on the body. I can't breathe. Shut up. You tell him I can't breathe. No, bro, I can't breathe, bro. Get the knee on me, bro. I can't breathe. Your mouth, you can breathe. Bro, you got it. Bro, you got the knee on the side, bro. My knee is under your arm. I can't breathe while I'm ready, so you're breathing just fine. You should have just sat in the car like I said. Man, you beat it up. Shut up. You shut up, you beat it up. It's all on camera. Yeah, it is. You're right. Y'all two going to jail. I want y'all to know that. I can't effect this arrest until y'all leave. Y'all going to jail. Hey, sir, I'm letting you know. Y'all can leave. Man, can leave. You're going to jail. You thought my boy could leave me while you throwing me. All right. You thought my boy could leave me while you throwing me. Do you really think my boy could leave me while you throwing me?
You dead motherfucking wrong, man.
Man, get me out these bushes, bro.
You dead wrong, bro.
Man, get me cold, bro. Let me cold, man. Let me cold.
The road's gonna be on your left. You should see my light.
Let me cold, man.
Just past walk out.
Please, bro. Please get me out.
I got this. I got this.
Your feet. Put your feet in somewhere.
Now look, wait, hold on a second. Now watch this. Watch that. Did y'all see that?
Put your feet in somewhere.
Watch this. Now you just see that? Watch when he puts the belt on. Look, he shoves him. He shoves him. Yeah, I know it's graphic to watch, Danielle. But you all see the dangers of why, I don't know if I'm not going to play too much more, but you see the dangers and why you don't talk to the police. Let them figure it out on their own. Yeah, if you're I don't know if Mississippi is a stop and identify state, you do have to give them by law, like in Louisiana, we have to give them by law your driver's license and so forth. But any other additional questions, just say I decline to politely decline to answer, officer.
What? For what? For what? For recalling you. For recalling you? No, sir. For obstructing justice. I'm telling you right now, y'all still here when these other folks get here. Y'all going to jail. I got that first subject. He's in the corner. I'll just get. I'll let you know. Turn around. Put your hands on your head. I ain't getting no. I'm telling you right now. Keep on. You going to? Sit on the ground. Sit on the ground. I got on the ground. You've been drinking too. You've been drinking too, or just him? You don't drink? Getting up there. Nope. I understand that. You talk with me, man. You gotta get your attention to the attorney president. Okay, I understand that. You understand your right? Yes, sir. I understand it, sir. Could you please help me out? Nope. You spit on my arm, trying to spit on the window, so the window just says no. Stop. Move your knee. 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 Oh, Lady got a whole lot more than I want to give him.
Yeah. That the one on the right, he's the hostile. The one on the left, I got cut up by both of them. They call that.
Now, should you choose to answer any questions without attorney president, you can stop at any time. And no time you're obligated to answer any questions without an attorney president.
So let me stop right here. Now, they said there was no criminal conduct, no evidence of criminal conduct by Falvey in this matter, according to the director of the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Haynes. He says a review of the incident by MBI agents and command staff produced no evidence of criminal conduct by the trooper throughout the encounter. Of course they're not. About them recording. Now, let me say this. Yes, you can record the police officers. That's legal. But they will, especially being that it was on the highway, try and say, well, you did this, which is why they have these traffic violations, why they have a obstruction of, for instance, Gary Lewis was charged with obstructing a public street because he parked on a street. Resisting an officer, they said that because they said, I'm not going to jail. Failure to comply, meaning they didn't comply with his order to leave. And they got him on other violations. I don't know what the family's attorneys will have to say about this. And I'm going to play this video here.
Department of Public Safety says it's completed an internal investigation involving a traffic stop and
an internal investigation, not an outside investigation. It's always the police themselves that investigate themselves that get this stuff thrown out.
Arrest of a Macomb man on August 5th. This afternoon, the department released the dash cam video from the incident and has ruled there is no evidence of criminal conduct by the trooper throughout the event. Marissa McCardle joins us in the studio to break down the findings of this investigation. Marissa.
Carrie, a video of this arrest has been shared hundreds of times on social media. The state says video evidence shows the trooper acted within the law. The incident began when the state trooper pulled over Eugene Lewis after watching him drive at a high rate of speed, passing vehicles on the right, not wearing a seatbelt, and speeding up to travel through an intersection.
You come flying out of nowhere, bumping. I saw you out the dead bump. You were bumping and killing, ain't had your seatbelt on and come through there flying.
The trooper noticed a strong smell of marijuana coming from the vehicle. Lewis admitted on camera that he had smoked about 45 minutes to an hour prior to the traffic stop.
When did you smoke? About an hour ago. Okay, not a big deal.
The trooper started searching the SUV when Lewis's brothers drove up and got out of their car. Because the traffic stop was on a rural road, the trooper directed them to get back into their vehicle and leave the scene. The trooper then told Lewis he was under arrest and attempted to restrain him.
All right. Right here's good. Stop. Turn and face that way.
Lewis started to physically resist, leading the trooper to call for assistance. While trying to get Lewis into the cruiser, his brothers arrived once again at the scene, and that is when Lewis resisted arrest efforts again, resulting in both him and the trooper falling to the ground.
Get up, man.
In the end, troopers arrested all three men. WDAM7 posted the trooper video on our website. It's about 40 minutes long. You can also read more details about the situation and the charges the men faced at WDAM.com.
So, what do you think will happen? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, I'm glad that the brothers are alive because it could have actually gotten worse. And, you know, again, I'd like to see the video of the actual stop. They don't have that here. Nobody was killed, computer robots. But y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I said it wouldn't be a long live stream. You hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. I got to work on some more music while I'm here. So you all be safe and be blessed. We're going to wrap this up. I need you to please donate to the Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. As you all know, I am not paid being here on YouTube. YouTube is on their bullshit as always. In fact, they pulled Jason Black's videos for no apparent reason other than the fact that he's black. And I think that, and he's reaching a lot of people, which is what happened to him. But y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Donate to the Cash App. Support us, because if you do not support us, then we will no longer be here to produce the content that you love to see. We're going to wrap this up. So go to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr. Order that on Kindle right now. It's available on Kindle. You can also order some Creole seasoning blends. NoniesCreoleBlends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nonies goes great with every dish. And also buy our songs such as Gotta Get On Up and Video Soul, which are available on iTunes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, family. Thank you all for tuning in. Danielle.
Girl, come on.
Hold on.
Gotta dance.
We're going to have Sean come on Thursday, and we might have another special guest I'm working on. So just check that out in the meantime. All right, guys. Good night.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, because on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop, I'll do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Now, 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so, if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up
and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Get on up, baby. Yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
no, no.